let's come to hacking our CISOs. So we have Fleur here, and we have Bug Blue, and I have...
You get more applause than I do.
Hi.
I have not many words for introducing them. So Fleur is making podcasts, is writing columns, and in the meantime, and doing CISO work if she's not talking and writing and so on. And Bug Blue, you have to Google yourself. And so the stage is yours, and a big applause from you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here today in this very, very hot tent to listen to us. We are going to give you a trigger warning. If you're a CISO, you're not likely going to enjoy this talk. I'm sorry. There's still an opportunity to leave. Because many CISOs, they enjoy their fake phishing simulations, and we're here to tell you why you should hack those. And we're going to try and do it in a way that you're going to keep your job, which is kind of important. Now, if you're interested in the slides for this talk, feel free to scan this QR code.
Minor thing, it's running on my laptop. I did not change it, I think.
No, you didn't change it. So if you want the slides, go ahead. Right, so thank you so much for doing this. This is how easy it is to get someone to click a link, right?
I warned you.
That's how easy it is. And if this was a phishing simulation, you would have now probably had to go into mandatory training for about like 2 days to teach you why you should never click links. This is one of the reasons why you should definitely try and hack your CISO's fake phishing simulation. But there's another reason. I've done a whole talk about this subject somewhere in the past. If you want, you can search for it. But don't be like GoDaddy, who in the Corona or COVID era managed to phish their own employees by saying they were going to get a $650 cash bonus if they clicked a link and filled in their details, because due to COVID, the yearly and end-of-year reception couldn't be held. And as you can imagine, a lot of people, they clicked the link, they anticipated they were going to get about $650. 2 days later, they heard, guess what? You're not going to get any money, but they already spent it on Christmas gifts for their family and friends, and this did not go down well, surprisingly. So don't be like GoDaddy. But who are we? Well, we had a short introduction.
Yes, some people called me crypto half-god. Some other people called me an open source plunderer by using open source software. And I'm also known from nu.nl, where they have written about me a long time ago, but I still keep it on my profile.
Very good. And as I was introduced, I'm Fleur. I'm trying to get security leadership to be available to everyone without, trying to gatekeep or have hefty money that you have to pay for it. I'm trying to get security leadership to be available to everyone. And I'm also a CISO, but I don't do fake phishing emails, and I have quite some bit of experience. So why should you? Why should you hack the phishing simulation? Well, first of all, they do more harm than they do good, right? So as I've explained just a minute ago, there's an ethical issue with fake phishing emails where you trick your coworkers into clicking a link and then punish them with training or simply saying you failed, which is punishment enough for many people. And the question is, what have you gained? Because clicking links is something we have to do for our jobs or even in our private life every single day. Click this link to reset your password. Click this link to make an account. You click links all day. So in that sense, it does more harm than it does good. By hacking the phishing simulation, you will prove this point and a few other points, as we will show you, and because hacking. So, also important, how to keep your job. Because it's one thing to hack the phishing simulation, it's another to still be able to enter the building the next day. So please don't break the actual test. We are going to show you a few things you can do without breaking the actual fake phishing simulation test that someone from your company or organization probably paid a lot of money for. Don't damage anything. And please have a sense of humor, which I think most of you, you're covered. But yeah, the chances of you keeping your job are better if you have a sense of humor than if you don't. And in some cases, it might be smart to inform your CISO in advance before you try and do the things we're going to talk about. And also analyze if your organization would appreciate the gesture if you want to keep your job. So, before you can start hacking the phishing simulation, you have to first make sure that you know that it's afoot, right? The phishing simulation, it has to start, otherwise there's nothing for you to do. So we have created this very helpful recon bingo card. And if you have a bingo, whichever way you want, there's a good chance the phishing simulation is going to be held quite soon. One I personally love a lot, that is the KnowBe4 in the SPF records. So if KnowBe4 is a company that does a lot of fake phishing simulations, you can pay them money and they will give you a fake phishing simulation. But in order for their fake phishing email to reach your organization's inboxes, if you have proper security, it has to be in the SPF records. So if you monitor the SPF records and KnowBe4 shows up, there's a good chance that within weeks, there will be a phishing simulation coming your way. The time of year is also quite good, so a lot of the times they're going to do the fake phishing simulation at the same time of year every single year. So if it was in March last year, good chance it's going to be March this year again. There's a lot of, I'm not going to go through them all, but you get the point. If you have bingo, quite sure phishing simulation is coming your way. And be prepared. So one way to do this, I'm sorry for those who hate Exchange, but you get the point when I explain it, I hope, is make an email rule, and make the email rule in a way that it hits the points of the fake phishing emails that you got last year or that you're anticipating. So if KnowBe4 is in your SPF records, there's some stuff you can do in the rules of your email that will spot the fake phishing email, and you can then have your email, put it in a special folder, or maybe give you a warning or a heads up that says, hey, probably this is the fake phishing email. Just going to make your life a little easier, right? Then the hacking options. So you can have your own campaign alongside the fake phishing campaign. And you could make this a spear phishing campaign against your CISO or security team. But it might cost money. I'm going to show you a way to do it for free in a second, but for some of you, you might want to spend a little money. So this is an open source phishing framework you could use. It's called GoPhish. And it's a handy way to make your own fake phishing campaign. And you could use this to phish your security team or your CISO. And when you're going to set up the campaign, don't phish for credentials, because that's, well, unless you don't want to keep your job. But I would say, phish for something funny, like their favorite video game, their favorite movie, be a little creative. And once you get that information, you could do whatever you want with it. So, for example, print it out and put it on, I don't know, somewhere in the office next to the coffee machine, or you could put it on a cake, anything you want. And what you have proven by this is that even your CISO and your security team, they're going to fall for this, because you can make this phishing campaign so specific that they will guaranteed fall for it. Or you could do something with confetti. When they click the link, they get confetti, or rickroll them like I just did with you, or anything you want. So yeah, that's one of the options. And when you do this, what have you actually shown? Well, you've shown anyone can fall for phishing, even the experts. I've done this in the past. I've done it at a conference. I had a room full of security people. I had them raise their hand if they thought an email that I showed on the slide was real or whether it was a phishing email. Half of them got it wrong. So yeah, even the experts get it wrong. And phishing your coworkers will always have a very high success rate because you can put stuff in there that no one else knows. For example, I saw one quite recently on LinkedIn where someone sent a fake phishing email to a team that says, per the information you have gotten in the stand-up this morning, please click this link, blah, 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 blah. And then they were very, very proud of themselves that the entire team clicked the link. Well, yes, of course they did. You were referring to something that happened that very morning that only people that were there knew about. And no matter how much you train people, you will never get to a 0% click rate. Or are we suggesting that the CISO that clicked your link maybe needs some more training? So there's another quite good example that Mendel is going to talk to you about next.
Yeah, by the way, I always click every link that seems like a phishing campaign because when I don't type my password, nothing is wrong. And if that breaks the whole Dutch government, then it will do so, and it's not my fault. It's not my problem anymore. It's 8 ministries' problem. So what I did was I got a phishing email, and I clicked the link, and then it belittled me. Like, you could have read there's typos in the email. I get typos in email from programmers, people who are very busy every day. So that's why you're belittling me. And yeah, I could have known that there's this organization part, and this name is switched around. Like, why should I know the organization parts, all of them? So yeah, I clicked the link, got you are bad. Yeah, okay, good. But there was a government logo on the website. And it was a government website. So then you get into, that's nice. Every website from the government needs to be accessible, secure, and need to be configured right, and all the things in the domain should be correct. And then you think, okay, yeah, I can do this myself, go to internet.nl, type it in. But there's also a handy service, it's called basisbeveiliging, and you can actually submit sites that belong to a government part, and you can submit it there. That works pretty well. So then the organization has a phishing site inside the list of websites they maintain. And that was the point where it was not really well appreciated that I did this, because they monitor also what happens on the internet and said about them like these things. They have people who look at, are we good at, are we improving our security baseline? And at one point there shows up something like, somebody's hosting some phishing panel somewhere on some server, and it's totally red. So it's bad for the looks of your organization. So that was a very funny experience. I did keep my job, mainly because they're nice people and also have a sense of humor, just not at the moment. So it's being more compliant. Every time, report all the fake phishing tests, even if you know it, report them to the help desk, because they probably didn't inform the help desk they were doing this, or the help desk process internally doesn't know. So I always report it like they say you have to. And yeah, well, they can only appreciate it. They cannot be against it. But if they could, they would.
So yeah, that's a very good example of trying to show why fake phishing email campaigns can sometimes actually have the opposite effect. So there's another option, the don't click the link campaign. So again, you have to start your own phishing simulation. And you send it to everyone in your organization, this one, so not just the CISO or the security team, but you send it to everyone. But maybe you want to inform your CISO or someone else before they report it to the help desk and no one knows.
If you ask me, I always give permission. It's not my job, but I do.
Right. And the point of this one is you have the title say, this is a phishing simulation. So you put it in the title of the email that you're sending everyone. And then you say, do not click this link. And then you put a link. The point of this is to measure click rate. And if you work in a large corporation, I guarantee you some people will click this link. Yeah, me too. Definitely. Ooh, what does this button do, right? And you can show us a confetti screen when you click, congratulations, you're a human. So why would you do this? Well, it shows that the 0% click rate is an impossible goal. Even if you say, do not click this link, people will still click the link. So there is no 0% goal to get to. And if there's enough people, there will always be clicks. If you work in a corporation that got thousands of employees, people will click whatever link you send them. And instead of shaming them, you kind of soften the blow with the confetti, right? And what you could do is compare then the click rate of your own phishing simulation campaign to the click rate from the actual fake phishing campaign to prove your point. So if you have a higher click rate, you can actually say, well, I send an email that just says don't click, and it got a higher rate than your fake phishing email. So, what does that mean? As well as what does it mean if you got a lower one? Well, it just means that the fake phishing email campaign was maybe geared a little better than yours was. It doesn't, the click rate in general for fake phishing campaigns, it doesn't mean much. It means how good you are at phishing your own people. Because what matters is what's in the email themselves. So we've shown you a few options, but there's easier ones. One you could do is hand out stickers to coworkers that say, I clicked the fake phishing link and survived. For the people that fell for the fake phishing campaign that your CISO did, or my password manager is my last line of defense, because many times they make the joke that the people are the last line of defense. What you could also do is, in the email rule that you set before, you could put an auto-reply in that automatically replies or forwards the fake phishing email to your CISO and says, nice try, Claudia, and a meme of choice, to, prove that you've found it. But to wrap up, phishing simulations have very limited use. Therefore, hacking them ethically is going to do your organization a favor. But maybe test if your CISO has a sense of humor to keep your job first. Be creative and don't break anything. And we cannot guarantee that you keep your job or that your CISO has a sense of humor. Please do use your common sense. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, thank you. And we have time for questions. So we have two.
I have a question.
You already have a microphone, but for everyone else, we have a microphone here in front and a microphone there in the back. And so maybe first your question.
Yeah, then all the people can line up.
Okay.
My question is, do I have the permission from you to do a fake phishing campaign on, say, a security team in a certain government organization that
we work for?
Yeah, that you might work for.
Well, I'm not at liberty to give permission for that or not. But in general, as you might guess, I am not a big fan of fake phishing email campaigns. So I'd rather not.
Okay, so we have two questions here in the room, and also we have a Signal Angel. And so if you are asking questions in the internet, type it in the IRC chat, and then we can also see it here in the room. So, but first, your question.
Hello, thanks for the talk. I think last year there was a case that some email clients were proactive and sort of started clicking links in your email.
Oh, that's wonderful.
With AI and stuff to see if the website needed to be preloaded.
Great.
Have you ever experienced that, so that you the click rate gets higher even though people didn't even click the link?
Yeah. I, in a previous life at another place, I improved the click rate because the hash was calculatable. The random thing was not random, but calculatable. So I did a guesstimate of a few million possible options, and decided to do them all.
Very good. Thank you.
No, that was probably 100% click rate, without clicks.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Elwin. I'm a CISO and I survived the talk.
Very good.
At my organization, we have an assume breach mentality and also a quite open culture. I actually asked the people, do you want us to continue the phishing or not? And they actually enjoyed it. It kept them sharp. But we do not do evil stuff like promising them a lot, or and if they click on it, well, we have friendly contact, and we do not do. So I think it has a function, but you shouldn't fall for all the CISO for all the pitfalls that you shared, indeed. But I think it does have a function.
Yeah, but then the question back, if I may. You don't brag about it on LinkedIn that you did a very successful phishing campaign and got more people and the thing we see in the world. Okay.
And also, indeed, the click rate. I mean, we try to make it very convincing, so then the click rate would go up. But actually, of course, the MT requests that I keep the click rate down, that I get the click rate down, so that is also, very. I mean, my MT doesn't really care that much, but they want to keep the people sharp, and that's a good function.
So you now learned that the people who work for you at your company do not use AI to read the email, but actually do it manually.
Yes.
Okay, good test. Yeah, well done.
Okay, we have two more questions here, but first have a look into the internet. Do you have a question from the internet? Not yet. So if you are listening to the stream here, go to the IRC chat on the OFDC server, and then they should find a channel named Y2025, and then with our room name, it's Andromeda, and there you can ask the questions. So now, in the room, the next.
Yeah, hi, security officer from finance. I do agree with that the objective of phishing campaigns is often wrong, and we agree that punishing people for clicking is a bad idea. But I think the objective of phishing campaigns can be different, and I believe the correct usage of phishing campaigns is to train your people in reporting false emails quickly, because that actually leverages your defenses for the entire organization. And that's actually what we are very open about in our organization. We just want you to report as soon as possible, and that's what we're training you on. So our SOC can remediate and take fake emails out of the inboxes as soon as possible to avoid harm.
That's good. Do you include links?
In phishing tests?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Why? Because the point was reporting, it's not clicking links, right?
Yes, correct. But if you click the link, you actually get a thank you for participating in the test, and we explain what phishing tests are for. And
do you track? Do you do click rate and do you track?
Yes, we do, because we actually celebrate when people do the right thing of reporting. So we make it kind of a competition in the company who reports the most things to us the quickest. But we don't punish people.
So if I click and report it, I still get the pie.
I think you get some points, but not all.
I also reported. I did this more often. I reported the phishing mail link and that I clicked it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I actually don't know exactly how that works, but I will check. That's a good point.
All right.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Hey Fleur, hey
Hi.
Mendel.
Hoi.
Ik ben Jos Visser, maar dat doet verder niet de zaken. So first of all, my CISO definitely does not have a sense of humor.
Well, in that case.
But
maybe do the stickers.
Man, I don't. Yeah. I try not to talk to him. But
oh dear.
I'm completely on board with your point that it doesn't work. But my question is, does it hurt?
Yes.
How? And I'll ask you why. Because there's many people in security that don't know what they're doing, and we see examples of it every day. But I think that these sort of things continue to be done because they don't hurt enough.
Right.
And apart from the ethical and pissing off your employees, which employers do every day, all day.
It doesn't hurt the right people, probably.
Right. It doesn't hurt the right people. They're spending a bit of money and they get a warm, fuzzy feeling that something needed to be done.
Yeah,
and this is something.
You can do things about it. If you get belittled that there are spelling errors in the email, and your CISO is let's say, a little bit challenged in writing words in the correct order, in the correct way. You can reply every email from your CISO with, okay, spelling errors, this is probably a phishing mail.
Yeah.
And you can keep that on for like a week.
But my question, is there measurable, so can we measure the fact
Yes.
that this actually hurts
Yes,
security?
there's scientific research. I can send it to you
Okay.
after. But there's actually scientific research from the US that Google, of all people, mentioned in their blog post
Great
because
people, Google.
they said they were going to stop doing fake phishing emails as well because of the reasons we mentioned, but also because of the scientific research. And it actually said, which surprised me, that it has the opposite effect on click rate. So sending fake phishing emails can have the effect that people are more likely to fall for actual phishing. I will send it to you.
awesome.
Of course,
That's
this is N is one. It's one research paper, but more and more research is showing that it's doing more harm than good.
That's super. I used to work for Google, and I got phished by our security team. So anyway.
Thank you for your question.
Hey, so you had a lot of lessons about what you learned from it as a CISO or anybody doing it. Basically, you learn nothing. But as an employee, you do learn something, which is that you can't trust your management. And so one other hack that I sort of performed, and I haven't since received fake phishing email, is that I mentioned, like, basically you've made me part of an experiment. You didn't get my consent for that. So where is the ethics commission in this sort of research experiment that you're doing? Did you ask them for permission, etc.? So that, I think, can also be a helpful hack. Because I think one thing that could be, so if you still want to continue with it, is that you could give employees the option to opt out of it. So, like, I don't want to be part of your experiment.
Good idea. Can
That's a
we do
good
that by
one.
sending them an email with a link they can click to opt
That
out?
would be great.
Click this link to opt out of the fake phishing campaign, and then find out, oh, you fell for it. That's pretty evil, though.
You're giving me ideas. Thank you very much.
So, any more questions with great ideas here in the tent? Oh, in the internet. The internet has a question.
Sorry, the internet doesn't, but I'll just offer
okay.
what I did. So I'm an academic. Academics are overworked.
We cannot hear you.
We can't hear you very
Academics
well.
are overworked.
Better.
So when I got one of these and I had to participate in training, I just replied, well, I am a cybersecurity expert. I don't really have time for this, but if you're willing to pay me overtime, then I'll happily do it. And in the last 2 years, I haven't received any further requests, so that works.
Very good tip. Yes.
Yeah, I also remember that somebody told me on my first day that I had some mandatory training I have to follow and never did it.
I have a stick, you know.
Yeah.
I hope you can run faster than I can. But if you have anything else you want to talk to us about, feel free to do it outside where it's not as hot as it is in here, so we can all breathe air. Right?
Yeah, that's the right point. So we have, first of all, thank you all.